Hello and welcome to Beyond Games, the YouTube channel all about what's next for gaming. I am John Jordan. So the news we're looking at today is sort of a bit bizarre, but interesting, I think, in terms of where games are going. So KRAFTON, which is the company behind PUBG and various other games, but mainly PUBG, has announced it's acquired a company that probably most of us have never heard before called ThingsFlow. So KRAFTON is a South Korean company, and ThingsFlow is also a South Korean company. It's best known for a mobile app called HelloBot, and it is basically an AI-based chat program. So basically, you just talk to bots. So you basically type in some stuff, and the bots talk back to you. Various different bots. So that seems really incongruous for a hardcore battle royale focused PC and mobile gaming company to buy a very sort of casual AI-based kind of chat bot. And it is kind of bizarre, but obviously, we can see there probably are some sorts of synergies. Not that they necessarily may be immediately apparent in something like PUBG. But let's go through the press release and have a look at the kind of product. So HelloBot has scale, has more than 4 million users in Korea and Japan. It is pretty much available. I don't think it's not translated into English language yet. So Korean and Japanese language, obviously, that's where it's going to be popular. The CEO of KRAFTON, the PUBG people, says they have deep insights about content consumption trends that we can leverage to create new and innovative experiences for audiences globally. So they've got a whole bunch of users. It can just be, to some degree, they could just use them as an advertising sort of play. That they've got 4 million users, they could kind of advertise their games to them if they wanted to. I don't think that's the main thing, but you can kind of see how that works. This is another interesting bit, maybe more interesting. The company has demonstrated history, has demonstrated a demonstrated history, so again, of successfully applying cutting-edge AI technologies to various services. So together we hope to build an exciting future full of joy throughout unique experiences only we can offer. So I guess the thing that ThingsFlow has is this AI technologies, and that can be used in different ways. Obviously, kind of companies like PUBG, they really know the hardcore gaming audience. I'm sure they're going to continue to make loads of games for hardcore gamers, but also they realise there's a lot more people out there and always thinking about new things. And this is sort of beyond games, kind of where we end up, really. That the games are a good starting point. People are really committed to games, spend a lot of money on games, but games, have those audiences can do other things. They don't just play games all the time, although sometimes we think they do. And equally, some people who maybe dip into games maybe spend a lot more of their time doing other things. They're saying the acquisition reinforces KRAFTON's commitment to innovate in interactive entertainment. So people don't talk about games anymore; they talk about interactive entertainment. Bit of a weird sort of term, but that's kind of that's what the CEOs of these companies are thinking about. Not that they're gaming companies; they're thinking about how can I provide entertainment that excites people and is interactive. And so we'll see how ThingsFlow supports existing services and how they develop new business models. So the press release doesn't really say kind of terribly much more than that, just that KRAFTON's bought this company. It doesn't say how much they're worth or anything like that. But let's go and have a quick look at HelloBot, because that maybe shows a bit more. So this is the ThingsFlow website. So they have 2.8 million users on this chatbot, and they have, you can see here, almost 6 million contents in the database, whatever that means, and almost 333 million transactions. As well as the bot also can do that through Facebook. So they have 1 million subscribers through Facebook, and the tarot chat bot Ramama has over half a million subscribers. HelloBot particularly loved by women. This is a Google Translate, so maybe that's why some of the English is a bit garbled. So we can see here, this is the HelloBot logo, and it's on mobile devices, on Facebook Messenger, on Kakao, which is the messenger very popular in South Korea, and Line, which is the messenger very popular in Japan. So that's what's going on here. We have these different characters, so we can see here the sort of thing that happens. You can get a fortune card if you want to. It's like saving a sweet conversation with your lover or sharing a funny message from a friend, although obviously this is driven by bots, so it's not real people, but we can see here there's a whole bunch of kind of feedback. People are liking this. It relieves stress. So actually this is quite a big thing about it. People like this sort of stuff because it, reinforces them. It all kind of plays into this sort of mindfulness sort of stuff, stress release. People like the tarot cards. So what's interesting is it's as far away from possible as you could imagine user feedback to come from people who are playing PUBG, basically going about how many people they fragged or whatever. So it is sort of bizarre from that point of view. But let's also just have a quick look at the this is Google Play actually. So this is the Google Play marketplace. So we can see here what it looks like. Obviously this is all in Korean. We can see here, just basically looks like a chatbot. These kind of little characters, and they're chatting away and doing whatever they're doing. So people saying they like it. Sort of downloads, so over 1 million downloads. But the next one's 10 million, so between 1 million and 10 million, I guess. So it is interesting. It is interesting that someone like KRAFTON would spend probably not that much money buying this bot, but you can kind of see, even in hardcore games that you might want a kind of AI teammate might be helpful if people can't put together physical teams or virtual teams with people they actually know. You could imagine kind of having AI that deals with that, and obviously the important bit here would be the messaging app between the AI player and the actual player. How many grenades have you got left? Flanking left movements, all that sort of stuff. That's if they were putting it into PUBG. I'm not saying they're going to put it into PUBG, but you can imagine how it would be applicable in the future in those sort of games. But equally, we can imagine, it being used in sort of other less game-centric ways. And I think this is where a lot of games companies are looking at. Most of their money is still going to be on games. It's still going to be kind of heavily focused on these kind of heavily monetized games. But equally, around the edges, they're going to experiment with these other things, which are sort of using the skills they have in building big audiences and engaging with those big audiences on a daily basis and providing them with interesting content and monetizing them. And this is something that kind of plays out generally, broader and broader in the world, and we expect that over time. So anyway, that was interesting news today. Thanks for watching. This is Beyond Games, thinking about how games is changing and how games is sort of changing the world and how the world is changing games as well, I guess. So please subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching, and see you again soon.